Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Daii here, and I'm back at it again with another freaking video. So before I get started, little disclaimer. Here's a little disclaimer. I lost my voice, like literally right now. It's like every time I want to film, I lose my voice. I was just yelling. My voice been fine all day until right now, about an hour ago. So unfortunately, my voice will be sounding like this, so I'm sorry if it's annoying, but I gotta get a video out to you guys because I've been slacking on my Mac, and my last video was like 2 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get done with this chit chat and get right to the video. But before I do, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat. All of that is in the Linktree link in the description box per usual. Also, if you go to playlists now, I have some of these story times listed in chronological order as we go along. This video will be part 2 of the Side Chick Chronicles, I think it's under. Or it might be under Weird. I don't know. Either way it go, I got that for you guys too, because we're about to roll these story times out and y'all gonna want to keep up. And the best way to do so is go on that playlist and see where you are in order. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna get into the video. Okay, so part 1, as I said, I'm gonna put the link in the description box. Took place in, oh my god, I don't know if I want to give the year out because some people might put 2 and 2 together and know who it is, but I really don't care. I'm changing his name. Well, I changed it in that one, and we're going to keep that name. Possibly, might change it. I don't want to confuse y'all. But that name is a cornball, so I don't know if I want to call him corn or just keep it as cheddar. I'm going to just keep it as cheddar because that shit was funny. Cheesy ass. Anyway, I mentioned this clip right here. We probably were flirting still because, like I said, we were very much off, but still texting and stuff. Still very friendly or whatever. He still was trying to mess with me. But the reason why we didn't mess around was a whole nother story. I'm going to have to tell y'all the story. That clip is the story that I'm going to tell right now. It's a really quick story. I'm going to just go ahead and get right into it. Before all of that went down with the baby mama's wanting to fight me situation and my man finding out, I was dealing with Cheddar for maybe like 4 months at the time, maybe 3. And I had a friend that would come around all the time. Her daughter and my daughter, they're around the same age. Me and her, we're similar in age. She's younger. And we're going to name the friend Koi. Because at the time, she was extremely skinny, like Koi Lorraine. Well, she wasn't as skinny as Koi Lorraine, but she was really slim or whatever. Oh, that's the name I'm going to give her. Slim, not Koi. So Slim and I met through my sister Gemini, and we hit it off like this. We began to get really close, and we mixed and mingled really well. Being that we have daughters that are in the same age bracket, we're in the same age bracket, she would come over, she would bring her daughter over, she would hang out. My mom loved her. My mom still asks about her to this day. So when my sister introduced us and we found out that we have a mutual friend, well, my mutual friend is her baby daddy, and we're going to give him the name Joe. So Joe and Slim had a baby together, and I was really excited because growing up, Joe was one of my really good friends. And I actually have a story about Joe too. A little nasty. And it's crazy because Stockton's like really, really small. So you're going to mix and mingle. You're going to mix and mingle, and you're going to run into people who know each other. And some of your friend groups are going to clash and some aren't. Me personally, I keep my friends group separate because I just don't like... So yeah, I don't like to mix and mingle my friend groups. So, I don't. So during my time at the adult school, I was probably there for a couple months. I just needed a few credits to walk the stage. So we used to catch the bus because back then, like, didn't have a license, wasn't allowed to drive or whatever. So we get on the bus every day. So she would come to my house. She would ride the bus to my house because she lived like not super, super far away, but my house was kind of on the way to school. So she would come to my house or whatever. And the way the apartments were set up where I lived is there's two sides. There's a side here, side A, and side B. Because there's a main street that you have to go through to get into these apartments. And then you have to walk down a long walkway. And my building was like towards the back. So she would have to walk in the gate and all the way through, right? So she would have to walk through past a couple buildings to get to mine. So remember, reverting back to the story with Cheddar. Cheddar and me were neighbors. So literally we're in the same building. So she wouldn't have to pass his house to get to my house. One day, she had walked through the gate. She had texted me. She texted me. She let me know, hey, I'm walking through the gate. Like, be ready, basically, because I was getting ready. So I'm getting ready, and I'm like, okay, bet. So she took a minute to come in, but, like, I wasn't really tripping because I wasn't ready. I'm never ready when I say I'm going to be ready. So she took a minute to come in, and when she did, I texted him, like, hey, where you at? She's like, oh, I'm coming in right now. And so she finally came to my door, and, like, from the time she texted me to the time she came was approximately, like, 10 minutes. It wasn't, like, mad long, but it was long enough for me to realize, girl, it don't take 10 minutes to walk in here. That's a 3-minute walk at best. Maybe 5 if you extra slow with it. But, girl, you're slim. Slim is slim. So Slim was walking pretty fast back then. I was slim. Shit, we was all skinny. I'm like, girl, what took you so long? And she's like laughing or whatever, and I'm looking like, bitch, what's funny? But whatever. Shrugged it off. We head out and we head to the shuttle. I keep saying shuttle because I catch them shuttle bus to work. We head over to the Metro bus station and we hop on the bus. And so while we're on the bus, the way the buses worked with these express buses at the time, I don't know how it works now because I ain't been on the bus in years. But the way it worked back then is we had to catch the bus from my apartments to a thing called the, what's that thing called? The Triangle. I forgot what the actual word is called, but if I can put the name, I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But we called it the Triangle. Like, bitch, meet me at the Triangle. And that's what we usually do, but I was running late, so she came to my house. But anyways, we rode the bus to the Triangle, and from the Triangle, we would get on another bus that took us by the school. So that's what we did, and when we got almost to the Triangle, no, we did get on the Triangle, to the Triangle, and we transferred buses. When we transferred buses, she was like, guess who I saw in the front? And then I'm like, who you saw in the front? And then she was like, Cheddar. And I was like, oh, you seen Cheddar? Mind you, at this time, I don't think I ever told her we were like talking or anything, but because it was like real low-key. But she knew I knew him, I knew she knew him, we all knew each other, but I didn't know how they knew each other, or whatever. And so after that happened or whatever, I just kind of texted him. I get on my phone like, you saw my friend. And the way she put it was like, I can't remember word for word, but she basically put it to where she was making it seem as if he was pulling out the apartments and he stopped her and was like getting in the car and like basically being thirsty. Like Cheddar was being melted right then and there because he was being thirsty as hell. And so when she said that, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I try to play it off. But when I text him, I'm like, why are you being thirsty, stopping my friend, trying to talk to my friend? But she failed to mention the future events that are going to be exposed. When I had told him that, he texts back basically like, yeah, I saw her, and I said, what's up? He was trying to make it seem like she's the one that stopped him, which I know now was a lie. But back then, my gullible ass was eating it up, believing it, or whatever. So she's texting him as I'm texting him. So, like, he's texting both of us, lying to both of us. So I show her the thread or whatever. And so then he texts me, goes off on me, gets mad at me, blocks me for the moment. So that was the first encounter that I knew they had with each other. And hold on, I'm going to pull up to the store because it's about to close. And I'm going to finish the story. Hold on.